Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna, where we share a lot of useful and interesting information with you guys about Benidorm town and Spain in general. And today, as I've promised to all of you, we'll be talking about the massive disruption that is being caused by several airline companies, not only here in Spain but throughout all the entire Europe, in UK as well, the flight shortages, the cancellations, and why all this is happening. So stay with us up until the end. First of all, I want to say that it all started already quite a month ago, maybe 1.5 or even 2 months ago, when tourism started to really kick in, and airline companies have sold a lot of different flights, extra flights that they wanted to fill in, because they've seen that tourism is kicking in. They need to recover all the money that they've spent, all the money that they lost previous years. So they put a lot of flights in, and they did not expect the huge demand that was actually happening, which as a result right now they don't have enough of staff to work on these flights. So back then what happened basically is that flights started to get cancelled, especially in UK. I know that was, or still even is, a big issue. Flights started to be cancelled because of the reason that not enough staff was working inside or like on the airplane, or down at the airports for the luggage, for the check-in, and all that. So this was a huge issue. People were getting their flights canceled. They needed to rebook. The issue with the hotel, all the entire holiday was ruined for a lot of people. After all this, we thought that the situation will start getting better. They're just bringing a lot more staff. Here in Spain, it was not as major as in other countries might be. However, we also did have quite a big queues, especially on the luggage, on the security gate. There were quite big queues in the most significant, let's say, airports in Spain. But no one knew that the next issue was about to start. And it all started with the Ryanair company. Ryanair, that they offer cheaper flights. Right now, none of the flights are cheap, to be honest with you, because of the fuel rise. However, Ryanair was always one of those companies that offered a lot of cheaper flights throughout Europe and a lot of different countries. And this, as well as Jet2, for example, or EasyJet, were the companies that people from UK were using the most to come here to Spain. As a result, what they did is that starting from like 20th of June, they started saying that they're going to go on strike because of difficulties at work, because they have international contracts. They don't have Spanish regulations to regulate their holidays and the days that they don't work, bank holidays, issues with their monthly wage as well, monthly salary. So what they decided to do is to go on strike. They've put only 6 days of that, so starting from 24th or so. Today is, I think, 3rd day in a row of their strike. The next one will be on 30th, then on the 1st and the 2nd of July. So far, these are the only days. What happened is that Spain, after seeing all this and after feeling what issues it might bring to our country, decided to make it illegal to stop and leave their workplace. I'm not sure which kind of law did they put in place for that, what regulations they've checked. However, they made it illegal for Ryanair to stop for 24 hours in a row. So basically, they forced this company to work a minimum amount of service, which is like 60-70% at some airports and 80% in the others. So no one really noticed cancellations, massive cancellations with Ryanair here in Spain. It's true there are quite big queues. It's true that you need to wait for a luggage for quite a long time, pass through the security gate, make the check-in, bring the boarding pass, board on the airplane. Everything is going with a lot of extra time needed for it. However, the flights are going, at least out of Spain. To get back to your country, flights are operating. So it's not such a big issue in terms of a Ryanair company. Afterwards, after this happened, in quite a few days, surprise, surprise, EasyJet has claimed the same thing, that they are going on strike. But this time, Spain cannot regulate the days that they'll be on strike, and they cannot force this company to make a minimum amount of service. And the interesting thing is they're going to be putting even more days on strike, and it's going to be during like the entire month of July. These days will be from 1st till the 3rd, 15th till 17th, and 29th up until 31st. However, Alicante should not be affected by this. Once again, really important to say, this is going to be in 3 major airports where EasyJet is operating, which is Palma, which is Mallorca, obviously, Balearic Islands, Malaga, and Barcelona. These airports will be, or at least for now, should be affected by the strike of EasyJet. And there might be some cancellations, and there might be a lot more time needed to pass through the controls to make everything and to board on the plane. What they are saying is that it's not fair, the salary, the wage that they're receiving here in Spain. For example, Ryanair cabin crew, which is the one who's going on strike basically, mostly, they earn about 1,200 euros and they went on strike. EasyJet company, they earn 950 euros a month. So there is a huge difference with the Ryanair. However, the biggest difference is with what they earn when they operate from France or Germany, which is where in France they earn 1,850 and in Germany 1,983 euros. Obviously, to live in some of those countries, especially in Germany, it's slightly more expensive than in here, but still a double of their salary. It's a double, which is why it's not a surprise for no one that they are going on strike. These two companies are more or less at the same level in terms of the cost of flights. You know, they're operating a lot with the British tourism in Spain, in our country. They're really important for us as well. These are, by the way, 2 major companies that operate in Spain. So it's not good if they go on strike, and especially if there is no staff as well to fly, flights will be cancelled. It's just not good for tourist season and for the economy of our country in general. Not even necessary to mention that people will lose their holidays if the hotel will not allow them to change their dates, or if they won't help to change their package holiday, you know, from the agencies. That's just, as some companies and as some social media in UK say, it's not holidays, it's hell-days, because it's authentic stress for a lot of people. This is not all, you guys. Apart from EasyJet and Ryanair, there is another company that is thinking of strike right now. However, this time it's slightly different because it's going to be the ground staff, not the cabin crew, that is going on strike mostly. And this company might be, because it's still not confirmed, might be British Airways, especially in the airport of Heathrow. In a lot of other airports, well, it might be the case. However, at least there, they've voted yes for the strike. And they say if nothing changes, they'll do it at the end of July, beginning of August. They did not give any kind of confirmed dates just yet. And they're doing it for the same thing, to claim better working conditions. They say that their salaries dropped by 10% during pandemics. And right now, the company just refuses to hire these salaries up again, at least to the point where they were before. So I definitely get why they're doing this, because they have all the right to perceive the same salary that they did before pandemics, when the amount of work actually is back to the normal amount of work that they used to have previously. So I definitely think it's fair. I get why they're doing this, but I also get that a lot of tourists might be affected by that. I'm going to put you a few pictures right here on the screen from different airports that I was able to get for you guys, from Alicante Airport and a few other main ones, just for you to see what the queues right now might be due to the strikes of Ryanair and EasyJet. I've checked all the flights for you to be able to see what actually the status is, if they're going late, if they're cancelled, or how many flights are actually cancelled during the day, both coming to Alicante Airport and going back. And what I did see is that none of the flights are cancelled, at least so far. What I was able to see, however, is the extra time. Some of the flights are coming to Alicante with 2 hours of difference, but this is mostly due to the queues, massive queues in European airports, you know, because there's a lack of staff. And also because Ryanair and EasyJet staff probably will be working slightly lower and slightly less speed into it, less effort into it, because they should be on strike, you know. So what is actually happening is this: flights are coming here just with a little bit of delay. Some of them are coming on time, some of them with 20-30 minutes of delay. 1 hour maximum that I've seen is 2 hours delay. So if someone is waiting for you here, let them know. Check when you depart from the airport, because if you see that you're departing with a delay, it's probably that you will arrive with a delay here. To be able to go out back to your country from Alicante airport, what I did see is that a lot of flights are going on time. I must say, some of the flights that I found were even from Jet2 holidays, which I suppose is because of a lack of staff. Once again, not because of strikes, you know, because of queues through the security gate, the baggage, check-in, boarding pass and all that. And I've seen some flights with around 1 hour, 30 minutes mostly. There were a few flights that went with a 2 hours delay as well. However, once again, you should not be worried too much, because your flights are not cancelled, at least so far. On the board, I've seen only maybe just 1 or 2 flights cancelled, but they have nothing to do with the Ryanair or Easyjet strikes that will be happening right now during June and July. So it's not as bad as it might be in different European areas, in different European countries, at least how it is. I'll keep you updated, obviously, on the latest news update here on the channel. If there will be any kind of changes, there'll be new strikes or massive flight cancellation. But at least so far, right now in Spain and in Alicante, the majority of flights are still operating. They're not being cancelled, they're just being delayed for some time, and a lot of them are still going on time, or just with like 5 or 10 minutes of a difference. In general, during the day of yesterday, in whole Europe, there were 75 flights cancelled and 180 delays, more or less. Here in Spain, it's the least amount possible, which is just great. We're really much appreciated for that. And we kind of expect this won't be going much further, and the situation will not be getting worse, because it's just striking, it's just banging the tourism sector here, the industry of tourism in Spain, which is, you know, that it's basically the main motor with what Spain is growing its economy, one of the main ones. And if this is not working, if people will stop coming or will be postponing their traveling to future dates, summer will not be as nice as a lot of business owners thought it will be for their economy. This was a short update on what is actually going on in Spain with the EasyJet and Ryanair strike, and how much it's affecting or not affecting at all the travelers that are coming to Spain for their lovely and sunny holidays. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. I wish you a lovely, lovely Sunday, and we'll see each other tomorrow with the traditional news update from Spain and Benidorm's town. I'll see you then. Bye.